I'd like to thank my grandma,
My sister.
my lover,
My bestie.
My Westie.
my mother.
Thank you for reminding me to go to my cervical screening.
2 women die every day from cervical cancer. But cervical screening can prevent potentially harmful cells developing and stop cancer before it starts. So don't ignore your invite. And if you missed your last cervical screening, book an appointment with your GP practice.
Yes, I am. I'm quite aware of cervical screening.
I guess I'm one of these people here. I'm sort of scared to know anything. I'd rather not know.
I go because if there's anything wrong, and they will be able to tell me, and maybe be able to do something about it before it gets out of hand. I was comfortable with it. To me, it's just like they're doing me a favor. That's it. So I don't find it invasive at all. I just, relax and go along with whatever it is that needed to be done.
I'm a very sensitive person as a woman, and I don't like anybody to invade my private area. But when it comes to cervical screening, I think I put that aside because my life comes first. So I encourage those women to really, really go out there, book, if it is very important to them, book for request for a woman nurses.
Whatever it is that is going on there or they're going to find, it's best on time, and they can deal with it before it's too late.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Ladies Lounge. It's such a delight to be here once again, and I'm especially excited because I have my ladies here with me. Stephanie,
hello.
You look luscious in that color.
Sun is out, so the bright colors come out.
I love it, it's so pretty. And Vanessa's like the doll in the house. So hi Vanessa.
Doll?
Your baby doll.
No, you're the doll. You look so pretty.
So thank you so much. It's really great to have you ladies here.
Thank you.
In the previous episode, we've been discussing cervical screening. We had our first guest, Pastor Marjorie, who shared with us from the biblical point of view. And then we had Dr. Adeola, who is a consultant gynecologist, and talked and explained the importance of getting screened. Now, on this episode today, we have Isha Weber, who went for a cervical screening test and found out that she had abnormal cells.
Oh, wow.
Isha Weber, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's so great to have you here. And I'm loving the flower top as well. I need to compliment you because I already complimented the other ladies, isn't it? It's really great to have you on the show. You have a very interesting story to share with us. But my very first question is, when was your last screening and what motivated you to go for it?
So I had my last screening test done last summer, and the motivation was it was time for my second cervical screening test to be done.
Great.
So I had my first test done when I was 25, which is the recommended age. So last summer when I turned 28, I received a reminder that it was time to go back.
Well, that's kind of a space.
Yes. So it's advised that women between the ages of 25 to 49 go every 3 years.
Okay.
And then ages 50 to 64 go every 5 years.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
So, can you just tell us a bit about your experience at the screening? How did you feel?
I had no symptoms showing me that anything was unusual. So I just thought, routine, I've done it before, I'll do it again. So I was quite calm.
Okay.
Another thing to tick off my list that summer, get my hair done, get my nails done, get my cervical screening test done. It was just part of my self-care routine.
Okay. I think for me, thinking of the cervical screening, you feel, you get a bit nervous. So when you were there, were you nervous, and what did the nurses do to sort of put you at ease?
So thankfully, my first screening test was really good.
Okay.
My nurse put me at ease. She made a few jokes. I've been seeing her since I was 19.
Oh, okay.
Last summer, I saw a new nurse. She was Ghanaian. She was asking me about the local Tesco. So she really calmed me down. Just everyday conversation. And she prepared me to say, okay, take a deep breath in. I'm going to do this. So she walked me through the procedures. In my experience, I think the nurse is asking you about your menstrual cycle. Have you had any abnormal discharge? For me, I think that's the longest part. The actual procedure is about 3 minutes.
Wow.
I think them preparing you and putting you at ease and you undressing yourself and making sure you're modest, I think that's the longest part of the appointment.
Okay, so after you had the test, what was the outcome of the test? I think maybe the first one and also the one you had last year.
So my first one that I had 3 years ago, perfect, nothing to report here. So that came back clear.
Clear.
My second screening test that I did last summer, I received a letter informing me that I had actually abnormal cells found.
Oh, wow.
Well, that was quite a shock because my first test was clear, so my second one came back abnormal. But if I'm honest, I was very grateful because if abnormal cells had developed within a 3-year period, I was actually happy that I wasn't complacent and thought,
right, it was fine last time. Let's just leave it to the next time.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's the importance of the cervical screening test, that you don't necessarily have any symptoms, that anything has changed in that part of your body. So
there's nothing at all. There's no, you didn't feel anything different.
No, nothing.
Oh wow.
So what do you
No
think?
uneasy feeling, nothing?
No, not at all.
That's really good. That's really good to know for people who haven't been.
Yeah.
So what do you think could have happened if you didn't even go? Like if you ignored it and just thought, oh well, my last one was okay, so maybe I should just leave this one and not go again. At least I've been before.
Yes, I think those cells would have developed into something more severe. So abnormal cells develop before they turn precancerous, and then precancerous cells obviously turn to cancerous. So in my experience, I haven't got any kids yet. So I think I was just very grateful.
Now, it was great that you did, the first time you did it, it was all clear. The second time you found out you had abnormal cells.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say when you hear that 1 in 4 women do not go for the cervical screening test? How does that come to you? What are you going to say to them?
I understand. We're busy. Some people might have moved from a flat to a house, so you might skip the letter. Some people might not have registered that in UGP. So I can understand why 1 in 4. But again, within our communities, there's a bit of a taboo around cervical screening or reproductive or gynecological health. So I can understand why 1 in 4 miss their test, because unless you have an older sister, a mum, an aunt who can say it's an important test, go and have it, you might get the letter and dismiss it because you might not have any symptoms. So I understand. However, in our internet social media generation, I don't think we have really an excuse. I think it's part of us looking after ourselves the same way we'll get a manicure or a pedicure or even a wax. It's something that we should also, and it's once every 3 years. It's not something you have to do every 3 months.
Or every month.
Yeah, or every month. So,
So how would you stress the importance of getting the screening done to someone who maybe come to you and say, oh wow, was that your story? What happened to you? So, and the person expresses how scared they may be to go.
Yes.
So how would you stress that importance to them?
Yeah. I would say, do your research. The nurse is there to calm you down. If it does feel uncomfortable, you can stop and come again. You can come with a chaperone, you can come with a parent, you can come with a partner. So there is mechanisms in place that if it's very uncomfortable for you, you can come back. But my stress is, or my story is, I've been going for my screenings, and within 3 years, things changed in my body that I wasn't aware of. So my kind of plea, my kind of plea, especially to 25 to 35-year-olds, is let's take care of our health and let's put aside the taboos. You know, people are educated, got degrees, got masters, working amazing professions. Why not, preserve your health?
You did say that they should look out for symptoms. What are those symptoms that they're supposed to be looking out for?
So abnormal bleeding in between periods, bleeding after sexual intercourse, change in smell or consistency of discharge.
That's it.
Symptoms.
So those are symptoms. Is that are those symptoms when maybe something is already going wrong, or?
Well, those are symptoms that can kind of highlight any gynecological change.
Issues. Go and get a test then.
But don't wait for the symptoms, just go test.
Exactly.
We don't
wait.
If you wait, it might be too late.
Too late.
Just make sure when you receive your letter, make sure you go for your test because it's very important.
It is. Prevention is better than the cure, right?
Definitely.
Prevention is definitely better than cure. Thank you so much for staying tuned with us. It's been a pleasure to have you with us, Aisha Weber. And thank you for your story. You've been really inspiring. Thank you very much, viewers. It's been a very inspiring time. We have information on our screen. Please do check our website. And whatever you need, if you need any help, we have links to help you about your cervical screening. Thank you very much and see you again. Bye.